Okay, now we're going to work on homework 6. The first thing I have pulled up here is your previous homework. We've got index.html. One thing I've noticed that you might want to take note of, I know Sterling told us this early on in the course, is your code is all very close together, which still works. I mean, you could leave all this stuff on the same line and it would still work. But what you're really looking for is something closer to like this, where everything's spread out and your indentations are fine, but it might be something to do with like the way your presets are on Visual Studio. I'm not sure, or maybe it's a preloaded extension. But this is more or less what you're kind of going for with things like this. But we're going to just start from the top. Don't really need a jumbotron. I guess you can. It doesn't really matter. But just for organizational purposes, we're going to start from the top. So we'll open a folder called redo right here. And let me see. Open a folder called redo. We're going to go control new. First thing we're going to make is our HTML file. So control S. And we're going to do exclamation point. Get our doc type ready. I always like to change this to what I'm doing, which is homework 6. You can change it to Giphy API, API calls, Kyle Kinsey, I don't know. You can change it to whatever. So next thing we're going to do, inside the body tags, we need a header. We don't necessarily need a header, but everything looks better with a header. So mine, I'm just going to be retyping mine. So as you're following along, I'll try to go at a manageable pace, but as you're following along, just, you know, clearly you don't want, I don't know if they compare our code using um, comparator software or anything like that, but you definitely want to write something different than I do, because if they compare it, you know, that doesn't look great. So mine was everybody likes food, because I was hungry at the time. Food, wood. Okay, so then we've got, I just did a little break. Then inside the form, so I did form ID. This is where we're going to have our input and such. Food form. Then inside here, I did label for food. Need a tag for that. I don't know why they call these carrots. They're clearly alligators, so suck it. Label for food input. You can name this Dick's input, whatever you want to name it. Add some food is what I put. Then outside of that label, wish there was a hotkey to get outside of it. And we're gonna do, damn it. Wish I could disable my touchpad, but I can't. Then we're gonna do input type equals text ID equals food input. I do a little break here, don't have to. Hell, you can do two if you want. Then I do input ID. These are all just IDs that we're going to reassign from the JavaScript page, or rewrite to, I guess you could say. Append to is a more appropriate analogy there. Type equals submit. It's a submission button. It passes, I guess it sends a value from another parameter on the page, which will be, the text box, more or less. And forgive me if I'm reiterating on some things that you already had. Clearly I can see, like over on your page, that you already had the submit button, but we're just running through everything. It'll be a good refresher for you. Value equals submit. honestly don't know why we have to write it like that, but we do. Okay, and we get outside the form right here, div ID. This is going to be for the buttons that will be created based on the parameters that you pass, or the text that you assign. So we got div ID equals food buttons. Inside here, I actually don't have anything. Then we got div ID equals images. So these are basically just going to be two divs that we're going to append to. The buttons will appear, as you click. Just run through mine. Where's mine? I think I've closed out of it. Let's see. I'm sure you already know, but it's going to be basically like I've got everybody likes food. Background color, purple, whatever you want to make it. Then as you add dicks, I hope they can't hear me in the living room. Click submit. It will pull up a button of dicks. Oh man, PG-13. Taking the box. Anyway, what am I at? 6 minutes. Get rid of that. Now let's link our JavaScript. So we're going to go script source equals. I'll just go ahead and type it out. HTTPS Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure / code.jquery.com. I'm not typing all this out. I'm going to copy paste because fuck that. Basically, the jQuery tag is what we're going for here. I don't know why, but I've got to have spaces in between all my stuff. Okay, and then our little script source for linking our actual JavaScript page is going to be script source equals app.js. I know you had named yours like something else.js or something like that. It was Giphy.js. That was what it was. Okay, we're going to save that. Make sure it is the same as. So when you're writing this, make sure you indent everything. It's automatically going to indent things for you. But leave a little bit of space, like when you just in between things. Makes it a little bit easier to read for some people, for idiots like me. Cancel. I don't know why I did that. Okay. So then we're going to do Control New. Let's see. We're going to save this as the CSS. You put yours in the assets folder. I just put mine in the same folder as the index. You can do it however you like. I know you know how to manipulate folders and such. So we can do style.css. I don't really want to write out all the CSS, so I'm just going to send it to you. But for now, going to copy paste this in here and save. Let me go ahead and send this to you. And okay, I just sent this to you in Discord. And now that that's saved, we're going to do Control N. We're going to do Control S, save this as app.js. That's what I saved mine as. You might want to save yours as anything else. It's completely up to you. Inside the app.js, we are going to hopefully bring up my timer here. So okay, so this video is about to end, so I'm going to go ahead and stop it and then start another one.